What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Sir Ian Wizard. You shall not pass! Sir Ian's favorite nerd. And today we are looking at the Dormammu Build-A-Figure. That's a reference from a show called The Extras, starring Ricky Gervais. That was on HBO. For those not in the know, it was quite funny. I highly recommend it. As usual, we're going to put this guy together. It's a Saturday video, so we won't be doing any skits today, but we will be assembling this fella. So let's go ahead and get these legs on first, because I got a feeling that it may be challenging once everything else is in order. So there's one. There is two, maybe? That's not good. I can't get it. It won't stay. I'll mess with it a bit more off camera. So it's in there, but it's not a good connection at all. So that stinks. And then we'll put this on. We'll put this on. We'll put the head on. Head on! There we go. One arm. And I probably should have put the arms on before I put the collar on. Let's try that. If we can get the head off. There. Much better. So yeah, I advise putting the arms on before the head. Alright. I'll try to put the leg back on and we'll take a look. We're not off to a good start though, are we? Alright, so that leg still isn't on right. So he does... you know, we talked briefly about these accessories, and I told you we talk about them more in detail when the time was right, and now the time is right. So they're two translucent pieces of plastic. One's translucent green glued to this, I don't know, lighter blue with the darker blue paint, it looks like. And they're on ball joints, so he can kind of control you. You pop the head off a figure and put this one on. They don't work with all figures. Hopefully they work with the ones you want them to. As for him, as you saw, the head is on a ball hinge. The head itself, sharp black paint, the translucent orange plastic, different variations of yellow to orange. Looks good. Down to there, up to there, and then the swivel. This floating piece here does kind of get a little bit in the way of articulation, but not too bad. As you can see, it just sort of pushes it up, and I think it works fairly well for what it is. It's more of a problem going on the swivel than it is going out to the sides. Looks like a purple finish on it, though, which does look nice. Disc hinge shoulders get you out to there, and the swivel is not 100%, get you about up to there. Bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, get you about 90 degrees, wrist swivel and hinge, and then it all has this kind of weird purple, I don't know, chrome-ish kind of color to it, but it looks really good. Red paint on the torso, that looks good and sharp as well, and it has a chrome element to it as well. Ab crunch back to there, forward to there. Articulation for this hand is the same. Hinges in and out on that wrist as well. Waist swivel, that works fine. The legs, I'm going to leave this one alone because it's staying a little bit better at the moment. Because of the tunic, or like the hip skirts and stuff, It's really limited out to the side, and this one just came off now too. This sucks. The way this one comes together sucks. Forward, you get about to there. Double jointed knee, which theoretically would work well. It gets jammed up in all the mess. This, like I've been saying it with this line, it's really becoming prevalent. Oh, and that whole piece came out. But they need to do something where these softer pieces of plastic are more pliable. Good sculpt though on the back, including all the little symbols and stuff, and then the belt is painted both the oh, look at this. I think this purple is like just a pearlescent purple plastic that they're using. The red is painted and looks good with that chrome red, and the red on all the buttons on the belt is painted okay. There's some that are scuffed, etc., from being in the packaging. Shin swivel, which we're forgiving nowadays, and then this floating piece, which does get in the way a good bit, but it helps the sculpt a fair bit, so we'll give it a pass. Ankle tilt up to there, down to there, and then the rocker. And that's about it for this fella. Size comparison wise, there he is next to Strange, so it's a good height. I dig that. Final thoughts wise, let's talk about the negatives. And we're going to kind of talk about the wave in general, right? These soft pieces of plastic they're using, not soft enough. Not soft enough when they're using so much of it where it impinges the articulation to such a degree on every figure. And on this one, it actually impinges it going together. So that's problematic and frustrating. And I think they need to kind of change the way they're doing business there. And we've seen this across the wave. The negatives also about the wave is you have to buy three Doctor Strange figures to build the figure. It just seems really tacky. It seems like a really tacky move, especially when there's so many characters we could have done. As for this guy specifically, the problems are getting him to come together. They're, at least for mine, that's all I can speak on. It was very problematic. It was the most trouble I've ever had with the Build-A-Figure getting them to come together since I started getting into Legends heavier. The articulation is troublesome. Even with those big feet, he has a hard time standing because it's hard to get everything posed, especially with the legs having a hard time staying on, and then with the kind of shin covers that prevent the feet from moving around as easily as you would like them to. And then you lose a little bit of articulation in the shoulders, but I think that's a pass. On the plus side, the finish of this is really nice. Like all these like pearlescent and chrome type colors that are applied, it gives it a very polished looking feel, and I dig that. I like the little skull accessories. I don't feel like they needed to come with the figure. We probably could have eliminated one Doctor Strange figure in order to just not have those. You know, don't get me started. But I think that they look cool together. I think the sculpt of the head is fantastic, and I think the materials are fair across the board with the exception of the softer plastics, which we should probably just do away with or find some new way to do it, or start implementing soft goods in a lot of ways. Especially that back cape, that could have been soft goods, no problem. So yeah, that's my feelings on it. Do I recommend it? I don't know. Like, this wave is really hit or miss. You know, a lot of it comes down to, you know, what exclusives you already have. I guess if you don't have any of the exclusives and you want Dormammu, it's worth getting the whole wave. If you, it's so hard to recommend. If you have Dormammu already, just cherry pick the ones you want. If you're not interested in Dormammu, pick yourself up an Iron Fist. If you don't have an Enchantress, pick up an Enchantress. Grab a Brother Voodoo if you don't have a Brother Voodoo, and definitely grab Nico and see your way out the door. That's my recommendation. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.